and have to pay him less money. And then he'd have went over to Amari Cooper and said, "Hey, you some money." And then he could have went over to Zeke, and this whole situation would be taken care of. But Jerry wasn't interested in that. Jerry was interested in right now. And now, because Zeke got himself in trouble a few times, and Jerry stood there by his side, Jerry wasn't standing there for Zeke. Jerry was standing there because he knows Zeke is the linchpin to his offense. He don't give a damn about Ezekiel Elliott, y'all. And it ain't, oh man, he white, he don't care. He rich, he don't care. He rich, he don't care. It's about winning a championship with him. And if he can win 5 more Super Bowls paying everybody minimum wage, it'll be a bunch of people on the NFL paying making $15, $16 an hour. I got my man JB Jennings in the building. Thank you, JB, man. I really appreciate your support. What it is, I had to look for you, but I'm here, man. Thank you, man. Hit the follow. Hey, do me a favor, JB. All you gotta do is hit the follow button. Follow the show, the HRap B, the 606 King. Hit the follow. Give them a following up. You'll get an email every week, my brother. But either way, man, thank you for the support. Or find me on Facebook. I'm one of the chief friends, man. Brian D. Williams. Find me on Facebook, and I'll post a link every week, man. Thank you. But either way, man, thanks, JB. I really appreciate the support. Now, like I was saying, man, Jerry Jones thinks because he stood up there next to Zeke after Zeke got himself in trouble, he should be afforded. Oh, thank you, man. Oh, thanks. Hey, man, much love. Thank you. Yeah. Damn. Oh, you don't have social media. Okay. And he get the email. Yeah, it freaking sucks out of it. Give my number from Chief, man. I text it to you every week. I text the link to you every week. Because I don't trust it. I don't need the hands to put out the information for me. I appreciate it. But like I was saying, man, Jerry Jones thinks Ezekiel Elliott owes him something. No, Ezekiel Elliott only owes Jerry Jones to be in the best of shape, know his playbook, and know what he has to do as a player. That's it. See, there's no loyalty with these owners. And because they do 1 or 2 nice things for one person or 3 people over here, that don't mean they give a damn about you, man. So please stop it. Please stop the propaganda. Oh man, he's a players team owner. Because you ain't never gonna hear me say owner, because that's just too much for me. But that's another conversation for another day. But he's not. Jerry Jones is here to win Super Bowls, and again, he can get them dudes to play for nothing. He will. And if that's the case, if Zeke owes you loyalty, let's just play into Jerry Jones' fickle ass mind way of thinking. If Zeke owes you this, what do you owe Dak? See, again, I'm not the stat guy, but let's look at Dak's numbers. Second most wins to only the Tom Brady. The most comeback wins. The highest percentage. See this. The highest percentage of a quarterback in his first 3 years. I'm finna destroy that stat. You know why he got the highest field goal percentage in the first 3 years? I'm a gigantic Dak Prescott fan for the record. That's one of those best. Why do they only say the first 3 years? You know why they say the first 3 years? Because most quarterbacks in their first 3 years are erratic, and they have Dak doing dink and dunk passes, 5 and 7 yard passes, so it looks like he's more efficient than he actually is. This is why I laugh when they tell me, when people regurgitate stats to me, because I'm watching these things. And you know what? All you really have to do is watch the highlight clip. When you say, hey man, this is what you do. If you want to find out if somebody's actually doing something versus getting it in, look at how many passes he throws versus the interceptions. Look at how far the ball is thrown in the air. So you'll go yards per attempt. You can throw it to somebody and they can run 8 yards. And now you got 8 yards and you're at the top of the food chain. But airtime under the ball, look that up. Those are the stats that help you understand if your quarterback is worth a damn or is he just another dude out there playing ball. Now, with that being said, I'm gonna close out the show with these last two topics. I'm gonna debunk this thing about quarterbacks being the most important player on the team and the devaluing of the running back. I am not with the smoke about the running back isn't as important. I am not with that. Now, please don't think I'm foolish enough to believe that the Super Bowl you can get to and win a Super Bowl with any goofball quarterback in the world. I am not stupid enough to believe that. But this is what I want you to understand. There have been 50 some odd Super Bowls, and there have not been a whole lot of big time Hall of Fame quarterbacks to win Super Bowls. Now, the first 10 or 11 Super Bowls, all of those guys were Hall of Famers. Bart Starr, Joe Namath, Len Dawson, Johnny Unitas, Roger Staubach, what's the boy name? Greasy, back to back. Terry Bradshaw, but he was a super scrub at that point. Snake Stabler. And then you get Jim Plunkett, a very good but not Hall of Fame caliber quarterback. And then you get Joe Theismann, a good quarterback, but he's a win with, not a win because. Then Jim Plunkett wins another. And then Jim McMahon wins one. A very good Phil Simms wins one. And then the dude whose career got shortened due to racism, Doug Williams wins one. And then you got back-to-back Hall of Famers, Joe Montana. Phil Simms and what's the man name? Jeff Hostetler win one. And then Mark Rippon wins one. Most of y'all don't even know who the hell Mark Rippon is. Then you got at the time, didn't nobody know who Kurt Warner was, but he a Hall of Famer. Trent Dilfer wins one. The first Super Bowl by Tom Brady. He was a dink and dunk ball control guy. Trent Dilfer wins one. And as you see, it's a trend of this. Ben Roethlisberger, he just showed up because the only touchdown thrown in Ben Roethlisberger's first Super Bowl was by Antoine Randall L., a wide receiver. So the reason I'm saying this is if the quarterback position is so great and so vital and you're devaluing the running back, I just gave you chapter and verse, and I can keep going if you like, of guys who are just ball control specialists and they won Super Bowl. But you know what I can't show you? A championship winning team without a solid running game. Paul Hornett and that crew with the Packers. The Jets had a good running back and good defense. The Kansas City Chiefs was built on running and defense. The Baltimore Colts, Johnny Unitas was washed up. Calvin Hill. The Miami Dolphins had Larry Zonka. The Pittsburgh Steelers had Franco Harris. And Dallas Cowboys had Tony Dorsett. I can go through chapter and verse with this and show you that you cannot find a team that won a Super Bowl without a stout running game and a big-time defense, or a very good defense. It sounds like it's a passing league, but no, that is pure propaganda. How the hell did Trent Dilfer win? How the hell did Jim Plunkett win? And again, man, I can go through the list of these guys who are Joe Average, who won Super Bowls. The goddamn Super Bowl champion from last year. Nick Foles. Ruski. John Elway, by the time he won 2 Super Bowls, he was washed. What's the boy? Joe Flacco. Russell Wilson was not the Russell Wilson that we know when he won the Super Bowl. You don't need the great. So when they tell you, well, you can find a running back anywhere. Russell Wilson, late round pick. Joe Montana, late round pick. Tom Brady, late round pick. Trent Dilfer, first round pick, picked in the first few things. And nobody who will ever hear this podcast will say, yeah, give me Trent Dilfer. Going to a meeting, gotta go. Man, thank you for the support, Joe. Big ups to Joe, one of the original. So that's all I'm saying, man. We can go off the top of the dome and all this and go use memory and I could continue to show you. But it's just, this is more propaganda that, hey man, blah, 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 blah. Look, it's not that. The second next to the end is the Miami Dolphins, who I think gonna shock a few people this year, have announced that Fitzmagic, which is a super bummer Rooski quarterback down in the Miami Dolphins, he looks to be having a lead in regard to the QB battle, but he knows the system. He's down there. He's a seasoned veteran. So that's why he more than likely has the edge on a guy like Rosen, who is new to the situation. So after week 4, Fitzmagic gonna throw 4 or 5 interceptions. He hit a couple of wide open linebackers and a couple of safeties. And then Rosen will get the job back. It's his MO. We know it. And that's just what it is. Now, I'm going to give you a list of a couple guys who I think we need to keep an eye on. First and foremost, the running game for this team is going to be vital. For those who don't know, he is known as a quarterback whisperer. But Bruce Arians is more than a quarterback whisperer. He's a dude who understands the vital necessity of the running game. The running game is important because it allows your quarterback to throw in one-on-one coverage versus zone and pin down coverage. So you have to throw into spaces. The running game allows you to go athlete versus athlete, and this will make Jameis Winston look better because he's already a very good quarterback. Jameis Winston, Bruce Arians, I'm expecting big things out of these two this season. You'll see a resurgence of the running game in Tampa, which he didn't have. That's why it looked like Jameis is making a lot of mistakes. When you have to throw the ball 40, that again, people write this down. When you throw the ball 40 or more times in a National Football League game, you are all but guaranteed a minimum of 1 interception. Write it down, book it, call me out on it. And did I say every game? No. But if it's 10 games played and 8 of those teams, all 10 of them throw 40 times, 8 of those teams gonna have at a minimum of 1 interception. So I'm expecting big things from the Bucks and Bruce Arians because he understands the situation. I'm expecting a MVP caliber season from one Cam Newton. The reason I'm expecting that is because Cam Newton had career highs in every category. Yards per attempt, accuracy, touchdown to interception ratio being the most. Thank you, Chris. Much love, brother. Big up to Chris. Cam Newton was on the pace to have one of his best seasons ever, and he got injured. He has come to the realization that Cam Newton is saying, hey, I don't have to be Superman anymore. Those are his words, not mine. And if Cam Newton sticks with the North Turner offense, with your boy Christian McCaffrey back there catching balls and using his athleticism when necessary, Cameron Newton will go back to MVP form, and I'm expecting big things out of the Carolina Panthers. Another instance, another one is this. I'm expecting to be in the MVP category, even though I'm not a big fan of his head coach. My second favorite quarterback in the league, James Winston being my favorite, is the homie down there, Deshaun Watson in Houston. I do not like the coach. They have a piss poor offensive line, but Deshaun Watson has an it factor that helps you become a great quarterback. I'm also expecting big things out of him. And this is the one time that injury helped the team. Due to the fact that Andrew Luck was injured the better part of 2 of the last 3 seasons last year, he was comeback player of the year, they were able to restock the shelves. I have a lot of faith in Andrew Luck. I think he's a big-time quarterback. I think he may be one of the participants in the AFC Championship game. The Colts, Joe left 1 minute too early. I just got to his board. I just thought about this Joe team. I'm expecting big things from the Colts. Big-time defense. One of the best offensive lines of the league. And Andrew Luck. people say he's not living up to his ability, living up to the hype.